I am 25 years old, and there are quite a few things that I wish I knew sooner in life. Things that, if I heard at a younger age, would have saved me a lot of trouble in life. So today, I'm going to be sharing 10 or 11, I actually don't know how many, but some things that can set you up for success. Stuff that I wish I knew sooner, stuff that changed my worldview and allowed me to find the girl of my dreams. This channel is here to make the world feel just a little bit less overwhelming, and if you follow these tips, you may be able to avoid quite a few mistakes that I've made throughout my life. Here are 10 more things that I wish I knew sooner in life, starting with the one that's currently haunting me right now with this very channel. If you want to watch the first part of this little mini-series, I'll link it in the description. Not every hobby needs to be a side hustle. I've been passionate about YouTube, gaming, and making videos for over a decade now. I've always loved talking into a microphone, and writing is something that I truly enjoy. And that's why I started Solace, solely as a way to express myself and share my thoughts with the world, in the hopes that they help people avoid some of the pitfalls that I've found throughout my life, and to talk about stuff without really caring what the algorithm thinks about it. To give you a bit of my personal backstory, I didn't have a great male role model growing up, and I kinda had to figure a lot of stuff out on my own. I had to learn how to be a man, how to provide, how to respect women, how to shave my face, how to be ambitious, to chase my dreams, and build the life that I want to build for myself. And one thing I've learned about doing it all on my own, relatively blindly, is that I have to stay on top of what's next in the journey, what my long-term vision is for my life, and how I can achieve my dreams. And now that this channel is starting to grow into something meaningful, the internet has used their algorithmic mind control powers to try to brainwash me to turn this into a side hustle. I mean, it's growing, people like it, and you can make money from YouTube, so Solace, you should become a multinational corporation, pumping out all types of ChatGPT garbage, growing my team, making 5 times the slop, and opening a Dubai headquarters. Right? It's annoying because influencers and the internet have forced us all to believe that every single thing you do needs to generate money, that every hobby needs to be a side hustle. The ultimate goal in life is to make money doing what you love. And I get it. The concept sounds great, and enjoying your work will make the rest of your life much more exciting. But this doesn't mean that everything you do needs to be tailored towards maximizing profit and producing income. And that's something I've realized particularly with this channel now that it's been growing. You can skateboard without needing to make skateboarding content. You can knit or paint without needing to sell your work on Etsy. You can play Valorant without needing to coach other players to make money. It's fine to have hobbies that aren't productive, that can't generate money, and that aren't aiming to be a side hustle. And that's what I'm forcing myself to do with this channel. It'd be pretty easy to sell out to something like BetterHelp to make some extra money now that I have a platform. I mean, shoot, online therapy is pretty aligned with what this channel is, so it would make so much sense to promote something like that. And people have reached out to me for those exact things. But it goes against every single thing that this channel is about. It goes against my reason for making this channel, and it erodes the trust of everyone who comes back to watch these videos. If I sell out to something like BetterHelp, then I lose the spark that brings me back to making content here, and the whole thing falls apart. But if I listen to all of these social media people, I'd be stupid not to take advantage of it. But I need to ignore them, and if you enjoy doing something for the sake of simply doing it, then I recommend doing the same. When I told my family that I was making YouTube videos, the first question they asked was, "How can you make money from it?" And that's a pretty common reaction these days when everything is commoditized, and when you tell someone about a new endeavor of yours, it's inevitable that they ask you how you can make money from it. But monetization in art, monetization and passion don't always go hand in hand, so I really encourage you to stay true to yourself and try not to turn every hobby into a side hustle. It will kill the passion, it will change your motivation from internal to external, and it'll suck the charm out of the thing that you used to do for enjoyment. I'm not saying you can't monetize any of your hobbies or skills, and if you're an artist or something that can make money from what you're doing, then give it a shot, sure. But you need to stay true to yourself, and the things that are really important to you should be protected from the incentives of the market. You need an outlet, you need something that you do only for you to feel full in life. to feel human. So just keep that in mind because passions are extremely hard to find these days. Don't feel pressured to turn every single hobby or interest into a side hustle, and don't worry about monetizing all of your hobbies. Making money from your hobbies is great, and if there's something you can do that could generate money, then feel free to give it a try, but just make sure that you stay aligned with your purpose for doing the thing to begin with. It's okay to show your emotions. I spent a lot of my life hiding my emotions. As a guy, we're supposed to be stoic, to hide our feelings, our excitement, and our fear. It's cringe to care too much about something, and it's embarrassing to cry. I mean, you're a man, you should not be doing that. But showing your emotions is a big part of what makes you human. Life is complicated, and there are a lot of different emotions that you'll experience throughout the week, so why do you always try to hide the ones that other people find less acceptable? I was at my uncle's funeral a few months ago, and I tried extremely hard not to cry or to show that I was sad. I ended up spending all of my energy throughout the entire funeral, focusing on not crying, trying to mask these complex feelings that were overwhelming me. It was hard, and I did manage to hold it back, but, well, why? What made me believe that I had to do this? To be strong? To be masculine? I just lost my only uncle on my mom's side of the family, and I thought it wasn't okay to show these emotions, but it was. In fact, masking these emotions made them even more intense for me when they inevitably came out later. Hiding your anger causes you to explode. Hiding your worries causes you to feel even more anxious instead of just talking to someone who could make you feel better. It's taken me a while, but I've learned that showing your emotions is okay. Yes, you need to be able to be reasonable, and you can't throw a temper tantrum when you don't get what you want, but showing a balance of emotions is a very normal part of the human experience, and hiding them is only going to hurt you in the long run. The reason that a lot of people feel dull is because they're afraid to experience the array of emotions that are normal in everyday life. You can't experience true happiness until you've experienced true sadness. You can't feel fulfilled if you've never felt the angst that comes with not knowing what you're doing with your life. These things are a sort of yin and yang, and to understand what light is, you need the darkness too. So stop trying to pretend like these things don't exist. Anxiety is often caused by the need for action, so look at your anxiety and try to understand what's causing it instead of just pretending that it doesn't exist. By masking it, you're doing yourself a disservice in the long run. Talk to someone. And that's why I use the sponsor of today's video, no, I'm just kidding. Read more fiction. Everyone always hypes up nonfiction because you can learn so much information. You can get a 5-hour work week, be a minimalist, learn atomic habits, and study the art of flow. And while I do love a good nonfiction book, nothing hits like some good fiction reading. I've been reading a lot of fiction lately, and it's honestly done more for me than any self-help books. My favorite series is a sci-fi series called The Expanse, and I've never been so invested into a book series in my life. I read 9 500-plus page books over the span of a year, and the characters, the plot, and the grand overarching narrative that I found in these books blew me away. There are much better ways to pass the time than scrolling or watching AI Sora videos of animals attacking children, or whatever it is that Sora people are into. And even though it isn't self-help or productivity focused, fiction is still much better than the alternatives, and you can learn a lot. Sitting down and reading a novel can actually change your life. It can teach you about new parts of the human experience that you may not have. It can give you new ideas, improve your vocabulary and focus, and help you connect the dots of humanity, if that makes sense. I recently read a book called Flowers for Algernon, about a man with an intellectual disability that goes through an experimental surgery to make him smarter. I'm not going to say anything else about this book, but it was an insanely emotional journey that single-handedly helped me be more accepting and more compassionate to those around me. If you haven't read it, I really recommend it. It can change your life. Reading this fictional story fundamentally changed my worldview, and that's just one book. Right now, I'm reading a book called Northwoods, where the main character of the story is a plot of land that was passed down from generation to generation, with the land nourishing a wide variety of people and providing for them even when they don't treat it well. I'm not even finished with this book yet, but even 1/4 of the way through it, I'm starting to feel more in tune with nature and the world around me. I'm starting to realize that everything I walk by has a story, that there's always a history which often goes unseen. If this book, Flowers for Algernon, or The Expanse sound interesting to you, I actually linked my bookshop page in the description with all of my favorite book recommendations. If you buy a book from the store, I get a 10% kickback, which helps to keep the channel ad-free and supports the mission of keeping this channel the only human place on the internet that's not full of AI garbage. It also supports local bookshops as well. Don't worry, I didn't send you to an Amazon page. So consider checking it out if you need an idea of what to read and want to support the channel. But yeah, read more fiction if you can. It's easy to talk to girls. This is another one that I'm planning an entire video on in the future, but try not to overthink it when talking to girls. I know, this is easier said than done, but at the end of the day, these girls that you're attracted to are just normal humans like you. They aren't some mythical creature that you need to communicate with in a specific way to not get murdered on the spot. They are normal people with normal interests, and they want to meet others just like you do. The reason that it feels so hard to talk to girls is because you've attached too much value to the outcomes. You're trying too hard to get a result out of your interaction with these girls, and it makes the entire exchange feel like an audition for America's Got Talent. Which ironically is why your conversations with girls don't go well, because they see that you care way too much. So try to detach from the outcomes when talking to girls and treat them like anyone else. Don't put them on a pedestal, don't dance around like a peacock trying to signal how desirable you are. Just approach it like you would approach any other interaction, and I promise you'll have much better results. Yeah, there's always the fear of rejection, but you know why you have that? It's because you only talk to girls that you're attracted to. You wouldn't be nervous about getting rejected by the old lady at the grocery store who asked you to help her get something off the shelf. You wouldn't overthink that interaction, and you'd probably just hand her whatever she asked for and go on about your day. But if an attractive girl asked you that, oh boy would that be an adventure. For real, what's the difference? The attractive girl will one day be that old lady, so why are you attaching so much value to the social interaction because she's your age and you find her attractive? Start talking to anyone you see, guy, girl, pretty, ugly, not your type, dream girl, whatever. They're all the same at the end of the day, and if you were blind, would you hesitate to talk to them in the same way? It's crazy that just because someone looks a certain way, you're nervous to say something to them. I was like that, so I'm not trying to pass over how hard it is to talk to people, but it's one of those things where a little bit of discomfort can save you a lifetime of anguish. So just talk, and go on about your life, forgetting that it even happened. I recently made a channel on our Discord server, which now has 4,500 members by the way, talking about dating advice with other people. So if you want to learn more about talking to girls and work with a community of like-minded members who are looking to overcome social anxiety, check out the Discord linked in the description. We also have a members-only Minecraft server to hop on and play some Minecraft, and the whole thing is aligned with the mission of this channel, so there's no pay-to-win elements or microtransactions on the Minecraft server to exploit you for money. And if you want to support that mission, consider becoming a member on the Buy Me a Coffee page in the description as well, to get some extra perks on the Minecraft server, early access to all of these videos, and so much more. Now for the next one. Moving your body improves your mental health. For some reason, mental health is looked at as this weird, isolated experience. Like your mental health is something that can be fully fixed by talking to a therapist, like I do with the sponsor of today's, I'm just kidding, or that it can be fixed by taking some experimental new supplement. The compartmentalization of Western society makes it so that everything needs a label or a category that can easily be explained and identified. So mental health is taking the shape of only the things that you're feeling, the things that are going through your brain. But I believe that mental health isn't isolated and that your overall health plays a big part in how you feel mentally. And the best way that I've found to improve my personal mental health is by improving my physical health through moving my body. Regular exercise releases endorphins, which elevate your mood and produce feelings of well-being. This effect is so strong that some studies have compared the effectiveness of moderate exercise to medication or psychotherapy for mild to moderate depression. It stimulates brain growth and reduces stress hormones. It keeps you feeling better about your body. Exercise is amazing, and regularly going on walks or going to the gym even occasionally can make a huge difference on how you feel mentally. You don't need to become an athlete. You don't need to lift weights. You don't need to get into CrossFit, okay? Just be realistic here. Going on light walks does wonders for your mental health. Step outside, go for a walk, and I promise you, you'll feel a lot better. Again, it's not that complicated. You don't have to follow what all of these gurus on Instagram are saying to find this workout split and eat this certain way and follow this morning routine. That stuff's just pretty unrealistic, and just moving your body, like literally moving your body, has the potential to make a huge impact on how you feel. Now, I'm not saying that this will work for everyone, and I'm not saying that it'll magically cure all of your issues, but if you haven't tried to exercise consistently and you can, you should give it a shot and see if it helps. I'm personally significantly happier overall when compared to before I regularly exercised, and it doesn't hurt to try it. You can't change people. In my last relationship, I acted like the entire experience was a science project, that I could shape this girl into the girl that I wanted if I just gave it enough time. I've done this with friends that have flaws, and I've seen my mom do it with people that she's dated. It's easy to believe that you can change someone and that if you just keep trying, you can erase their less desirable qualities and replace them with your own ideal version of that person, but I'm telling you now, it just isn't possible. People only change if they truly want to change, and you bothering them about it is not going to do anything. You can encourage people to be better or tell others about the things that bother you, but it's up to them if they want to act on those things. It's exhausting to try to mold someone into what you want them to be, so it's best to either accept them as they are or move on. It'll save you a lot of headache in the long run. Like, my point with this channel isn't to force you to do anything. You can ignore all of this stuff and give me a hate comment and move on with your life, but that doesn't bother me because I know that I did what I can to share the things that I find valuable. But it's up to you if you want to do something about it, and it's the same with other people too. But this next one is non-negotiable. Take time to pet your dog. I swear, if you ignore this advice, I'm going to delete the channel forever. If you have a dog, then take the time to pet your dog. This one is short, but bro, your dog lives for you, so give them some more attention. Since I've been spending more and more time at home with my remote freelance work lately, I've had much more time to spend with my dog. And it's crazy because she just lays around and hangs out all day, waiting for me to pet her. If I'm busy, she'll wait. But when I'm free again, she loves being pet every single time. You know what, I'm gonna pet her right now. Bella, come here. I'm gonna pet you. So just pet your dog more. The fact that we can even have dogs as pets is a blessing, so show your dog that they're a good boy or girl. Dogs have short lifespans, and every waking moment of that lifespan is spent thinking about you and how at any minute now, you could pet them. And they're just waiting for that moment. This one is non-negotiable. No, for real, do it right now, and then come back to the video when you're done. Alcohol is ruining your life. I stopped drinking entirely at the start of this year, and now I maybe drink 1 or 2 drinks every 2 to 3 months, usually just like a glass of wine or something. Alcohol feels like this magical substance that helps you loosen up, clears all of your worries, and allows you to meet new people and make new friends, but it's ruining your life. There's nothing wrong with an occasional drink, but binge drinking is literally killing you. I drink a lot in college, like multiple days per week, every single week, and it was fun, sure, but I felt terrible all the time. I was groggy, lazy, unproductive, I ate bad, I slept bad, and I even started to develop heart problems that took years to subside. Alcohol is literal poison. You know how you get drunk? Yeah, that's the effect of your body trying to metabolize the poison to get it out of your system. Drinking 1 to 2 drinks 4 or more times per week raises the risk of premature death by up to 20%. And that's just your health. You may assume that drinking will improve your social life, which makes the negative health effects worth it. But it really doesn't. Partying just leaves you with shallow memories and friendships, and it dilutes your purpose in life. The moment that really ruined drinking for me was in 2023. In my hometown, everyone goes out and gets hammered the night before Thanksgiving. I met up with my lifelong best friend who I don't see very often, and we went out. We took tequila shots and we drank a bunch of drinks with hardly any food, and I absolutely blacked out. I didn't remember a single thing from the night, and I woke up at home, throwing up, sleeping on the bathroom floor in the morning. On Thanksgiving Day, my family arrived for Thanksgiving dinner, and I was so sick that I wasn't even able to join them. And this was the second to last Thanksgiving that I had with my uncle who just passed away, but I didn't even spend time with them because of my drinking the night before. And ironically, my uncle died from drinking too much. This experience made me realize that drinking just isn't worth it, and now, other than an occasional drink with my girlfriend or a friend, I don't drink at all. And I feel so much better because of it. Nature heals you. I made an entire video on this one too, but humans need nature. Somehow, with the way that cities are designed in the US, nature's become a sort of foreign object that we have to seek out to find. We have to drive to the nearest mountain or lake or beach and visit it like it's a Disney attraction. But this is not normal, and nature was ingrained in every aspect of our everyday lives until not that long ago. This new form of life is weird, and I genuinely believe that we need to reconnect to the world around us. Go sit in a park, lie in the grass, and stare at the trees. Try not to get killed by aggressive geese at your local pond. For real, these things hate me, and they always attack me when I go near them. Try fishing, go on a nature walk, go bird watching or something. It doesn't have to be crazy, but try to spend at least a few hours in nature every single week. I walked my dog this morning, and I just stared at the squirrels doing all their weird squirrel things. Speaking of my dog, she just got kind of triggered when I said that. Bella, squirrels? Squirrels. Anyways, when was the last time that you saw one of these things that I'm not going to say because my dog is going to freak out, and just stop to look at it? Nature opens your mind and it helps you to form new thoughts, and by admiring the natural world, we can learn a lot about ourselves and how we should be living our lives. You can pretend that you've evolved to the point in which you've surpassed nature, that you don't need it anymore, but I really think that you do. And getting into nature has had massive positive impacts on my personal life, so maybe it'll do the same for you. Community creates a foundation for the rest of your life. Self-help gurus have popularized the idea of monk mode, of putting your head down and grinding and locking yourself into a room to work hard and try to achieve your goals. You have to work just a little bit harder than everyone else, and you need to lock in, bro. Don't try dating until you're successful. Don't hang out with your friends until you reach your goals. Life has become a solo self-improvement endeavor, and you just have to win at it by trying to be better than everyone else. But this mentality is a large part of why so many people feel lost and empty inside. Chasing success on an individual level is pointless if you don't have anyone to share that success with. At the end of the day, you won't be happy. What you need to do instead is work on becoming a part of a true community, to see regular faces, chat with people and get to know them, and form new friendships, whether virtual or in person. Develop a core group of people who are aligned with your mission or goals, and try to get them to come along for the journey. I isolated myself way too much at times, and coming back to a sense of community will make it much easier to reach your goals and will keep you grounded along the way. You don't need thousands of people, just a few who understand what you're trying to do and are willing to chat with you about it. And I know it can be hard to meet people in the real world, so again, if you want to become a part of our community, join the Discord linked in the description. Money isn't the only thing that matters. This one goes along with what I said about hobbies, but it's simple. Money isn't the only thing that matters. You can chase money, but what's the point of it all if you don't enjoy the process? If I told you that you could change places with Warren Buffett right now, one of the richest people in the world, would you? Because of his money, you'd probably say yes right away. But I mean truly change places. You now also have to be like 180 years old at the end of your life with the responsibilities of a massive Fortune 500 company on your shoulders and the media breathing down your neck at every corner. You can't even go in public without being recognized by some finance bro who's like, yo dude, I watched The Wolf of Wall Street and you're just so motivational, bro. And I'm sure your knees probably hurt because you're old. Would you still say yes? Probably not. Life is about more than just the money. Be patient with other people, unless they're bad drivers. People are going through it, dude, same as you. So try to be more patient with those around you, even if they get on your nerves. If you expect people to be patient with you, then you should return the favor for them as well, unless they're a bad driver. Because honestly, bad drivers deserve the hate, so let's normalize being patient with anyone unless they're driving badly. Let's bring back bad driver hate, because that's a message I can get behind. Delete dating apps. I think this was supposed to be 10. I don't even know how many I've said now, but I'm pretty sure it's more than 10. But if you know anything about me by now, it's that I hate dating apps. I hate the idea of outsourcing your love life to companies that use algorithms to show you who you can and can't talk to. Companies that steal your data and your vulnerabilities to serve you ads and sell you memberships that make you think you can find the one if you shell out some extra money every single month. Dating apps are a dystopian concept to me, and by relying on them for your entire dating experience, you're losing a fundamental part of what dating is supposed to entail. You are pre-selecting every potential option like you're choosing which Pokemon to battle, and you're trying to craft the perfect girlfriend before you even talk to another person. It's unrealistic, and dating apps are ruining dating even for people who don't use the apps. So delete them, stop trying to take the easy route, and try to meet people in the real world. your likelihood of forming genuine connections through chats facilitated by these corporations is pretty slim, so don't waste your time on dating apps. And finally, there's nothing wrong with sitting quietly in a room. If you were to tell your friends that you spent the day sitting on your porch silently, what would they think? They'd probably assume you're a psychopath. It's not something that normal people do. I mean, I can't even think of a single person I know who would do something like that. But hey, that's their loss. I heard a saying the other day that the world would be a much better place if more people were comfortable sitting quietly in a room with only their thoughts. It would cause less people to make rash decisions that end up causing many of the world's problems. It would make everyone much more peaceful and much friendlier to each other. Some of the biggest changes in my life that I've made happened after I sat quietly in a room for a bit. I learned a lot about myself and the world around me by doing this, so give it a try. Have you ever actually sat quietly in a room for an hour without entertaining yourself? In your entire life? Probably not, so see if you can do it and watch the thoughts flow. Watch the clarity start to come into your brain in a way that you've never seen before. So slow down, stop and smell the roses, if you want to call it that, and remember that life is something to be lived, not something to rush to the end of. I hope that these things help you because they're things that have shaped me into the person that I've become, and I wish I knew them sooner. Do you have any other tips for things that have helped you? Do you disagree with any of the things that I said in this video? Let me know in the comments. And again, if you want to support my mission here of creating a human space in the midst of the slop fest, then consider becoming a member on the Buy Me a Coffee page to get early access to these videos and more, and check out the Discord linked in the description as well. I hope you enjoyed our conversation today, and we will talk again soon.